If you've ever watched K-dramas, then I can guarantee you've seen this face. The face of Kim Soo Hyun. Just weeks ago, Kim Soo Hyun was one of the most well-respected actors in Korea. He has starred in some of the most well-known K-dramas of all time and was also known as Korea's commercial king, endorsing everything from fashion to electronics. Yet today, he has gone from being the nation's pride to being coined the Korean P. Diddy. With accusations of child grooming and extortion looming over his head, his reputation has gone completely down the drain. And the public is literally calling for an end to this man's entire career. So what happened? How did Kim Soo Hyun go from being a top-tier actor to becoming probably the most hated person in South Korea right now? Greetings, professors! Today we're finally going to be talking about all of the crazy controversies surrounding Kim Soo Hyun. Born on the 16th of February 1988, Kim Soo Hyun is a 37-year-old actor who has starred in some of Korea's most well-known dramas such as My Love from the Star and Moon Embracing the Sun. He has also won tons of acting awards and has even featured in Forbes 30 Under 30 lists. For possibly more than one reason now, but you get the point. Up until recently, Kim Soo Hyun was the definition of success. And in 2019, he even co-founded his own agency, Gold Medalist, which manages not just his own activities, but also several other celebrities, including a now deceased actress by the name of Kim Sae Ron. And to truly understand Kim Soo Hyun's downfall, we really do need to talk about this actress's difficult career and her recent tragic death. Kim Sae Ron, who was born in 2000, was a child actress who first made her debut in the 2009 film A Brand New Life. This film was a huge success, and although she was only 9 years old, she displayed a level of talent that far surpassed her age. So it was no surprise that from there, her career took off, and through her various acting roles, she established a reputation as one of Korea's most promising young actresses. Everyone expected that surely someone with Kim Sae Ron's level of talent would have a long and successful career ahead of her. But sadly, all of these dreams got cut short in May of 2022 when Kim Sae Ron got into a drunk driving accident. The accident in question took place at around 8 in the morning when a drunk Kim Sae Ron recklessly drove down a street in Gangnam, crashing into several structures including a transformer, which cut off electrical supply to over 50 businesses in the area. Now, thankfully, nobody was injured, but as you can imagine, this incident still became massive news across South Korea. Kim Sae Ron was immediately cancelled by the Korean public, and netizens were absolutely vicious. The backlash was so great that she was removed from all her projects and dropped by her own agency, Gold Medalist, eventually causing her to give up on her entire acting career. But Kim Sae Ron's downward spiral didn't even stop there, because even outside of the entertainment industry, she was reportedly unable to keep a normal 9-to-5 job, as even cafes would fire her as soon as they found out who she was. And this wasn't made easier by the fact that she was still continuously being targeted by the media and by these YouTube cyber wreckers such as Yi Jin-ho, who would follow her around and criticize her every move. On top of that, she was also facing mounting debts, as she still had to pay off her government fines, her legal fees, and she also owed several production studios large amounts of money due to all of the damages that she had caused from her scandal. And of course, she was unable to pay any of this off because she couldn't get a job. It was honestly a vicious cycle that anyone would find difficult to get out of. I mean, there were just too many things working against Kim Sae Ron and too many people who were out to betray her and kick her while she was down. But that's something I can talk about in a whole separate video. Point is, Kim Sae Ron was never able to get back on her feet after this drunk driving incident. In fact, by 2025, she was completely destitute. And seeing no way out of her struggles, she sadly took her own life on the 16th of February at just the age of 24 years old. Now, you might be wondering, what has any of this got to do with Kim Soo Hyun, aside from the fact that they were both from Gold Medalist? It looks like they were just co-workers, right? Well, that was what everyone thought until recently, when on the 10th of March, Kim Sae Ron's aunt went on a YouTube channel called Karosero to expose how she believes Kim Soo Hyun actually played a crucial role in the actress's tragic death. The biggest bombshell from this interview was the allegations that Kim Sae Ron was actually dating Kim Soo Hyun from 2015 to 2021. Which, in case you're wondering why I put quotation marks around the word dating, that's because, as I mentioned earlier, Kim Sae Ron was only born in 2000, meaning she would have been 15 at the time the relationship started, as opposed to Kim Soo Hyun, who would have been 27 at the time. So, if that is true, then this relationship isn't really dating, but rather that of child grooming. Anyways, according to Kim Sae Ron's aunt, this relationship is the reason why Kim Sae Ron left her original company, YG Entertainment, to join Kim Soo Hyun's much smaller agency, Gold Medalist, when it was established in 2019. She apparently also helped Kim Soo Hyun with a lot of unpaid labor in the early days of his agency, including directing new talent and giving them acting lessons. Eventually, the pair broke up in 2021, but Kim Sae Ron still remained under the company. And when she got into a drunk driving accident in 2022, Kim Soo Hyun reportedly offered for Gold Medalist to pay off all of her damages and legal fees, which amounted to 700 million won, with no obligation that she had to pay them back. They even made a big fuss about this in the media, telling Dispatch, "Considering Kim Sae Ron's circumstances, the agency has decided to not ask for money from her." Now, of course, Kim Sae Ron would have been very grateful for the help at the time, and according to her aunt, she even said that she would like to work hard so that she could pay them back eventually. So it initially seemed like this story had a happy ending, and Gold Medalist and Kim Soo Hyun had saved the day, right? But then fast forward to 2024, so 2 years later, Gold Medalist suddenly went back on their word and issued a legal notice to Kim Sae Ron, demanding that she return all 700 million won immediately. And as you can see, it clearly states that if Kim Sae Ron does not return the money, she could face criminal and civil legal action. Now, Kim Sae Ron obviously didn't have this money on her. It was not that she didn't want to return the money. She literally couldn't. And so she tried to beg Kim Soo Hyun and Gold Medalist for more time, but her pleas went unanswered. Instead, Gold Medalist sent her a second legal notice threatening additional fines and a lawsuit if she contacted them any further. Feeling desperate and in a last-ditch attempt to get Kim Soo Hyun's attention, Kim Sae Ron posted this selfie that they had taken together back when they were still in their relationship. Obviously, this raised some dating rumors at the time, but Gold Medalist completely denied that the pair had ever dated. And they even said in their statement that they, quote, did not understand her intentions for posting this photo. The statement just caused the already hated Kim Sae Ron to get even more criticism from netizens and those YouTube cyber wreckers, who claimed that she was just trying to use Kim Soo Hyun's name for clout. And this became a huge point of backlash for her. In the end, Kim Sae Ron's aunt claimed that the financial pressure from Gold Medalist, as well as the betrayal from Kim Soo Hyun, were some of the main reasons why Kim Sae Ron decided to end her own life. And this may also explain why she literally ended her life on Kim Soo Hyun's birthday. Now, of course, Gold Medalist initially denied all of the claims, stating once again that the dating rumors were completely untrue. But this was when Karosero started releasing intimate photos of the couple, along with tons of other evidence, ranging from postcards to love letters that Kim Soo Hyun had sent to Kim Sae Ron during his time in the military. The evidence was endless and undeniable. I mean, there were just so many photos being released every day. And eventually, on the 14th of March, Gold Medalist was forced to issue a second statement where they essentially backtracked on their original denial. This time, they admitted that, okay, fine, Kim Sae Ron and Kim Soo Hyun had dated, but they claimed that it had only started in 2019, when Kim Sae Ron was already an adult. In other words, they vehemently denied that Kim Soo Hyun had engaged in underage dating, and claimed that all of the photos that the couple had taken together were actually from the 2019 to 2021 time period. As for the debt collection issue, gold medalists also admitted that they had indeed sent the legal notice, but they claimed that this wasn't because they wanted to pressure Kim Sae Ron to pay back the debts. Rather, they said that it was just done for legal purposes, because they had to demonstrate that they had tried to chase up the debts in order to write it off as an irrecoverable loss. Of course, this explanation doesn't really add up, because if you think about it, if gold medalists was so keen on putting up an act that they were chasing up the debts or whatever, then why did they go to the media and publicly announce that they weren't gonna ask for the money back? But personally for me, I think that the debt issue isn't really the main problem here. Like, yes, obviously, if everything that An said was true, then what Kim Soo Hyun and gold medalists did was kind of shitty. But regardless of whether we agree with the way they went about it or not, at the end of the day, they are a business, so I don't think it's completely wrong for them to want the money that they were owed. Not to mention, we also cannot completely confirm if this debt issue was even the main reason behind Kim Sae Ron's death. I mean, there were just so many other things that could have contributed to her tragic circumstances, ranging from those YouTube cyber wreckers to the hate that she was receiving from the public. And now there are even rumors that she was apparently in some sort of abusive marriage that even her family didn't know about. So clearly there were many things going on in this poor woman's life. And as much as I understand that Kim Sae Ron's fans want an answer, I also don't really think it's our place as outsiders to speculate on or say for certain that, Kim Soo Hyun was the reason for her death. What we can say for certain, though, is that child grooming is wrong, which brings us back to what I believe are the most problematic allegations at hand, i.e. the fact that Kim Soo Hyun might have been dating Kim Sae Ron when she was underage. Now, I know that currently the company's latest stance is that the couple had only started dating when Kim Sae Ron was already an adult, but considering how they had already backtracked on their statements before, I can understand why nobody believes anything this company says. Besides, there's actually some evidence that seems to show that the relationship might have already been going on prior to the 2019 date that the company now claims. For instance, some of the letters that Kim Soo Hyun sent Kim Sae Ron were dated 2018, meaning that at the time, Kim Sae Ron would have only been 17 to 18 years old, making her a minor in Korea. Gold medalist has since claimed that these were just letters to a friend, but let's take a look at some of the contents of these letters and you can tell me if you believe the company's statements. I just want to share what I think is good, what I find as joy, what I'm looking at or feeling. I want to share these things with you. It's hard to see your face, but I still want to share with you how I feel inside. I guess what I can say is, I miss you. I don't know, guys, that doesn't really sound like something I'd send to a platonic friend, but you guys can let me know what you think. Additionally, selfies of Kim Soo Hyun wearing military gear were discovered on Kim Sae Ron's phone, and these could have only been taken during Kim Soo Hyun's military service, which lasted from 2017 to 2019, during which Kim Sae Ron would have once again been a minor. Karo Sero also uncovered text messages between Kim Sae Ron and her cousin, during which she herself confirmed that she had started dating Kim Soo Hyun in 2015. On top of that, gold medalists had also previously claimed that the couple photos could not have been taken prior to 2019 because the shirt that Kim Sae Ron was wearing was only released in 2019. But this was later proven to be false, and netizens have also noticed that many of the clothing items seen in the couple's photos also match the fashion choices that Kim Soo Hyun was making back in 2015 to 2017, leading to even more doubt about the company's statements. But even beyond the Kim Sae Ron case, things are just not looking good for Kim Soo Hyun in general, as past instances of his questionable remarks and behaviors towards other underage celebrities have since resurfaced online. For instance, in a 2013 interview, he once said this about 13-year-old actress Kim Yoo-jung.
애기로 봤었나 봐요. 말도 안 되게. 그리고 실제로 이렇게 보니까 너무너무 이제 카리스마가 있을 정도로 사람들을 제압할 수 있을 정도로 당돌하기도 하고 그만큼 청명하기도 하고 그리고 성숙된 모습이 궁금한 친구고 좀 있으면 이제 또 어떻게 상대적으로도 만나볼 수 있을 것 같습니다.
And he once also referred to 15-year-old co-star Nam Ji-hyun as his girl and a fox during an interview, which many people found to be very inappropriate. But perhaps most concerning of all is what Kim Soo Hyun said about his marriage plans in 2013, stating,
글쎄요, 지금은 못 지킬 것 같고, 예. 지금은 조금 더 밀려서 한 41. 41. 아. 예, 그래서 41살에, 예, 21살. 와! 예!
Netizens have since expressed disgust towards these past remarks, and many believe that this is further proof of Kim Soo Hyun's alleged fascination with young women. Obviously, this is all just circumstantial evidence, and it is always possible that these interviews and past statements have been mistranslated or taken out of context. But whilst I'll usually say that we should just wait for the authorities to investigate this issue, the problem is that according to Korean law, Kim Soo Hyun cannot be arrested even if the underage dating rumors prove to be true. According to attorney Yi Go-eun, the Korean law was revised in 2020 to raise the age of consent to 16 years old. But prior to 2020, the age of consent was actually only 13 years old, not 16. And since the alleged relationship between Kim Soo Hyun and Kim Sae Ron took place in 2015, this would mean the old law applies. And as a result, Kim Sae Ron, who was 15 at the time, was technically past the age of consent. Because of this, it means that legal authorities will not be involved in this investigation, and we will likely never get a confirmation on whether or not these child grooming accusations are true. Regardless though, and unfortunately for Kim Soo Hyun, the court of public opinion has pretty much already decided that he is guilty. Currently, he has already been edited out of several TV programs, and all of his upcoming projects have either been delayed or cancelled. This includes a Disney Plus drama called Knockoff, which was supposed to be one of Disney Plus's biggest dramas of the year and had just wrapped up its filming. But because of this controversy, it's expected to either be delayed or cancelled, which is potentially going to result in millions of dollars worth of damages for Kim Soo Hyun. On top of that, major brands are also cutting ties with him, including the likes of Prada, Dinto, HomePlus, K2 Korea, and many more, who have all removed Kim Soo Hyun from their advertising. Small businesses have even resorted to filming TikToks of themselves throwing away their Kim Soo Hyun posters, which have garnered thousands of likes online. But netizens are still not satisfied, and they have now compiled a list of brands that have not yet dropped Kim Soo Hyun, and are holding campaigns to boycott all of these brands until they publicly denounce the actor. So, could this spell the end for Kim Soo Hyun's acting career? I will say we should definitely keep an open mind to new information, and he is technically innocent until proven guilty, but the way things are going right now, it's just not looking great for him, and gold medalist constant lies and contradictions certainly aren't doing him any favors. But those are just my opinions, and I'm interested to know what you guys think. What will it take for him to prove his innocence? And do you think he could ever come back from this? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And if you found this video informative, then I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe. As always, my research notes will be on Patreon, so you can check it out there if you're interested, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Thank you for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon members for supporting my channel. If you'd like to watch reaction videos and other bonus content, then be sure to check that out on my Patreon.